Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. And welcome to Garb August. Yep, we're in August. We're doing our Garb August reading. It's fun. Please check it out. Look up hashtag Garb August. There are a ton of moderators for this. And it's just reading some trashy novels in the month of August. And we started out with a bang. I finished my first Garb August novel, and this is The Body by Carter Brown. We're going to talk about this real quick, but first, let's just get everything out of the way as normal. I am continuing, of course, my read along with Graz on the GKBC. We called it the Marvelous Team Up, where we read through a graphic novel together and discuss it. We're still on Thirsty Mermaids. I've got a video coming for this, and then we'll only have one more video left for this book, and we will be starting a new graphic novel. Can't wait to show you what that one is. So look for that. Also, my Super Size Me Summer Read Along Challenge, Anathema. Yeah, no, I've not read any more of this than I did, 2 weeks ago. I've got to really get on this. I have a feeling that I'm going to like this. This is Neil Stephenson. He's a great writer. I think once I get into it, I'm going to like it, but it is so dense and there's nothing happening at all so far in the first 100 pages I've read of this book. So it's just been difficult for me. All right, get that out of the way. You can see some of my other Garb August reads that I'm going to be reading this month. And of course, my Stephen King for my Shorty King project that is continuing throughout the rest of the year. Let's start talking about Carter Brown and The Body. So first off, we'll kind of get the numbers out of the way as usual. The first printing for this book was July of 1958. This is the 5th printing, but it still was published in 58. So it was already on its 5th printing, within 6 months. This version that I have has 126 pages. The beautiful illustration here is by Robert McGinnis. And on Goodreads right now, it has a 3.12 rating. Not great. Midland, average. I will tell you, I gave it 4 stars. Why did Tad give this 4? Because it was a thrill. It was so fun to read. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more, but really, I want to get into talking about Carter Brown, this author. When I was doing the research, I was finding out some really cool stuff. But first off, what is the book about? The book is the 4th book in a series that is quite long of this detective. His name is Lieutenant Al Wheeler, and they call him the unorthodox cop. And about the only downfall in this whole book for me was that he mentions that I am an unorthodox cop about 20 times in the book. I got it after the 2nd or 3rd time, I understand. But that's what they call him in the series too. The series about the unorthodox cop. So they really, play up that delineation for him. But it's really about they find 2 dead, beautiful women, and they discover that they have the same tattoo on their shoulder, on their left shoulder. And through some more investigations by this wonderful Al Wheeler, we find out that they are call girls, and they are working for the mysterious Snake Lanigan. So, who is Snake Lanigan? Who's killing them, these girls? Why are they killing them? How are we going to solve this mystery? And the town, it's it takes place in a couple different towns. They're really fictitious towns in California. There's another police officer that's investigating it too, and he doesn't like Lanigan or Wheeler, and they go back and forth. So you have that, of course, and it's hilarious. It's fun. Right from like the first word, I just had a big smile on my face reading this. I got to be careful because it's like candy. You know, it's like giving candy to a baby. It's so fun. I'm going to end up, getting addicted. I'm just going to start reading this. This dude, so Carter Brown is, of course, a pseudonym. The actual guy's name is Alan Jeffrey Yates, and just under the name of Carter Brown, he published 322 novels, over 75 novellas, just under the Carter Brown name. He also has written, what is it? He wrote science fiction under the name Paul Valdez. He wrote westerns under the name Todd Conway. He's written under the name Dennis Sinclair McKellar, and more. Just really prolific, putting out the books. He didn't get paid a lot for them. At one point in the 50s, he was writing 20 books a year. Unbelievable. It is ridiculous the amount of output this guy put out there. His books have been published in over 14 different languages. I just found these things interesting. He actually won a French Literary Award for the most whiskeys drunk in a novel. Yeah, actual award. French Literary Award. Also, I found this out. I think this is really super cool. So, Alan Jeffrey Yates, his real name, he actually wrote a musical in the 80s with Richard O'Brien. The musical was called The Stripper, and who's Richard O'Brien? Yep, that Richard O'Brien, the man who wrote the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I just thought that was hilarious. This guy is amazing. Simple, easy reading, 126 pages. Graz could probably read this book in an hour. It took me 4 days, but I'm a slow reader. I'd read about 30 pages, a night, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. It was hilarious. Great start to Garb August. Yeah, there's a ton of beautiful women. There's murders, mystery, gumshoe, private detectives. It's just, I'm kind of gushing over it because I just had a blast reading it. And I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for Garb August, I never would have read this. I mean, I like, my old, my hard case crime novels, the noir type crime novels, and I read them every once in a while, but man, I could get addicted. I really could. All right, guys, so we're done with that. Carter Brown, I hope you check it out. I mean, he's only got 1 billion. Oh, one other thing. There was a point, it was the 50s or 60s, when there was only one publication in the world that had more books in circulation than Carter Brown books, and that was the Bible. Crazy. Millions and millions of books in circulation. Unbelievable. All right, so next week, my next one in Garb August. Yep, this is a novel by Richard S. Prather. It is a Shel Scott novel called Gat Heat. Look at the cover on that. Can't wait to get into this. If it's anything as good as The Body was, I'm going to love it. And of course, we're going to be reading Lost Girls here. there's 3 books in this graphic novel series, so I'll be reading through that as we go. And of course, everything's eventual. 14 Dark Tales by Stephen King. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you find any entertaining value, please like, subscribe, and of course, leave me tons of comments. And get on it. It's not too late. Jump onto Garbogus. Have some fun. Check out #Garbogus. I'll put that in my comments. And until next time, peace out.